And if you do that, as a designer, I've failed. All right, so today we're gonna talk about perception versus reality. So what people come into their projects thinking about with design and where it's gonna be is often way over here, when really it's gonna be way over here. We see people on TV and they come in, they've got their plan, they've got their mood board, they've got their materials, everybody says yes. All these people come in and like 5 days later, your job's done. And it looks like it's magazine ready. That's not the way it goes down. First off, we'll kind of go through some of the areas that you need to be prepared for when you're working either on your own or if you have a designer. And the first is, if I'm coming in to talk to you, at our very first meeting, people are expecting me to ask them, what's your favorite color? What type of design do you like? What style are you into? And those are not the questions I ask. My questions I ask are going to be about you. They're going to be about what's happening in your life right now. Where are you living right now? What is your lifestyle going to be in 3 years from now? Do you have pets? Do you have young children? Do your grandchildren come over and climb all over your furniture? I'm going to ask you about significant life things that have happened so that I can start to get a sense of who you are as a person. I can start to get a sense of what's important to you, what's going to make you feel a certain way. And then when I ask you for your Pinterest board, and I get this smattering of everything from extremely modern to farmhouse to arts and crafts to maybe there's some mid-century mixed in there, I don't look at it and go, where do I go from here? Because now I know you, I understand who your family is, what you're about, and I can kind of look at those even before sitting down and talking through your Pinterest board with you and get a very good sense of, okay, we're looking at this because we're looking for something tidy, streamlined, clean, but your vibe really isn't modern. But in terms of the aesthetic of modern, I can understand why that is something that you're attracted to. The perception is that you're going to have a mood board, a Pinterest board, and that's it. From there, your designer knows what you want, you're finished, it's amazing. It's not how it works. And if you do that, as a designer, I've failed. If you bring me a picture from Pinterest and say, this is what I want my house to be, I've failed. Because we're not copying somebody else's house. We want to do what's right for you and what's good for your home. So people come in and they're like, okay, great, let's do this reno. How are you going to be done in 2 weeks? I'm like, 2 weeks? No. So as we all know about Kindred is very blunt, and I'm going to tell you that that is not realistic. Be prepared to do a really great project. It takes time. The other thing that comes into play is budget. When you're talking about budget, you need to really sit down with your contractor or your designer, whoever you're working with, and look at it and then get really honest. So what we always say is that if you have a budget for $10,000, but your dream is for a $20,000 project and you only have $10,000 to spend, nobody's winning. Everybody's expectations are going to be absolutely smashed. So same thing if you got a $10 million budget, but your dream is for a $20 million house, same thing, we can't meet your expectations. For us as a firm, that would be a hard no, is we're not going to hit a project where your budget and your dream do not align. That being said, if you have a budget of $10 million and your dream is $8 million, we're golden because it gives us room. Everybody's happy at the end and we love hitting a budget. Okay, so decision making. This is where everyone thinks, okay, great, I'm gonna come in, and you see the mood boards on Instagram with like 8 things on them and you're like, great, they're gonna have me pick my paint color, my fabric, my tile, and maybe a plumbing fixture. It's not how it goes. There's hundreds of decisions that have to be made. And at some point you're gonna be like, Kindre, don't ask me anything else. I don't want to make the decision. To that I say, okay, fine, I'll make it for you. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, there's so many decisions and it can be very, very overwhelming. But here's the part where it gets kind of fun, is it's not overwhelming for us. So at KLC, you guys get stressed over all these decisions. To us, it's just, we've done it so many times. So for us, it's not stressful. We just help guide you through all those decisions. We get to know you so well that we practically could answer them for you, but of course we don't. We direct, ask questions until we get to where you need to be so that at the end of the day, you are very, very happy with the end result. One of the things that we do at KLC is we create renders for you, 3-dimensional renders, so that you can see your home, how it's going to be at the end, and there's no guessing in terms of what that finished result is going to be. That being said, we also always have the material for you to feel, touch, and see, because you need both pieces of it to really get a gist and a real understanding of what your project is going to be. Okay, so the other thing is perception to reality is, especially on a new build, The framing comes so fast. You see so much progress so quickly, and then it feels like things are coming to like a screaming halt. And it's like, oh my gosh, why has nothing happened today? I left for work this morning, I come back, looks like nobody did anything. Hang tight, it's coming. This process takes a longer period of time. You just need to be patient, and we will guide you. Now, there is a part in every project, whether you're doing a furnish and refresh, you're doing a small reno, or you're doing a 6-year new build, where you are going to be angry. Yep, it's true. You will be angry. Why? Because you're paying all these bills. Every month you're getting bills. You're paying everybody, and it just feels like you're still so far away from your end goal. I've yet to do a project where there isn't that piece of discomfort. It might only be a week if it's a small furnish and refresh. It might be many months when they're longer projects. You'll get through it. Drop a comment below and tell us at what point that was for you. It happens every time, and once you hit that hump and you start to see everything come together, it's awesome. Now, the other thing about things coming together that is also a major perception versus reality, I cannot tell you how many times this has happened where we put the paint on the walls and people come in and they're like, oh my gosh, sit back and trust your designer, because you've still got cardboard on all the floors protecting everything. You don't have anything else with it. There's bounce coming in all over. You don't have your proper lighting in yet, and it is not a true indication of what the final room is gonna look like. That paint might be looking yellow because of the cardboard sitting next to it. There's just so many other things at play there. You gotta trust your designer. They know what they're doing. Well, hopefully they do, if you hired the right designer. So that at the end, it's all gonna work its way out. So that's another piece. Perception to reality. Another thing that happens is they assume that just because you're starting this project, by the end of it, your space is going to look like it's magazine ready. Without styling at the end, your house will not look magazine ready. There's that final piece, and it's so hard to do. That styling piece at the end is an art in and of itself, but it's that piece that will bring you to that final magazine ready, if that's something you want. We have clients that have zero interest in that. They prefer to have their spaces very clean. They don't want any of the decor stuff. They don't want to dust. Totally fine as well. It will help to create peace of mind. We have done this many times. So if you have questions about things that are going to be your perception of design versus the reality of design, send us a message below. I am happy to answer your questions. I share videos like this every month, always one take, always real, and we would love for you to subscribe and follow along.